Hey vacay babes, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another video for our journey series, which will be things you should know before planning a move to Florida. So if you guys have already seen my video on planning a move to Arizona, then you know that I was born and raised in Florida, and me personally, I am kind of ready to go elsewhere. I love Florida. There are many things that make it a beautiful state to live in, and then just like every other area, there are some cons that come with it that I think that people don't publicize as much. It might not necessarily be a con for you, but just some things that I feel like you should know before planning a move to Florida. So number one is going to be the traffic. I feel like no one really talks about how bad the traffic has gotten in Florida, especially in Central Florida. South Florida also is very overpopulated, but the Central Florida area specifically is starting to be way more crowded than it used to be. So if you are planning to move to Florida, something to consider is what area that you are going to be in Florida, and to remember that there are so many surrounding cities of these regions. So if you are planning to move to Orlando per se, and you decide that you want to live in Kissimmee, which is a smaller city outside of Orlando, a lot of people classify everything as Orlando. You would think, oh, Disney is in Orlando, but it's really more towards the Kissimmee side. So if you're thinking about moving to these areas that are outside of larger cities, but you actually work in, let's just say, downtown Orlando, you're still going to be with traffic about 45 minutes to an hour from your job. So that's something to consider, is that the traffic is very, very heavy on I-4, on these highways, 75, 275, 92, like really doesn't matter which way you take. The traffic is very congested with work commuters and tourists. If you are not interested in having long commutes to and from work, then you would have to live closer to the downtown areas or specific areas where your job is located, which typically the rent is going to be a little higher in those areas. So number two would be a con for some, but a pro for most, which is going to be the fact that we are indeed the Sunshine State. It is very hot here all the time, very sunny. Obviously we do have rainy seasons, and then sometimes it will randomly rain throughout the day, but it is extremely hot and humid in Florida. So if you're not used to dealing with the humidity, that could be an adjustment. We do have a severe pollen season, which is pretty much, I would say, throughout the year. I think it starts in about February, and then it doesn't let up until maybe like late September. So if you're a person that suffers with seasonal allergies like I do, might want to stock up on any kind of allergy medicine you have, any histamines, natural remedies, whatever you choose to use. But that is definitely an adjustment, which is going to be the heat and the humidity. Something else to keep in mind is that you want to always have some sort of fans or backups for if your AC goes out, which is probably going to be more often than where you're at if you're not using it as regularly, because we use the air conditioner every single day. If you're going to be renting, you want a place that does have some sort of emergency maintenance or some sort of maintenance that comes with that rental. That way they're able to go ahead and fix that for you, because otherwise you will be extremely hot. We don't have a breeze like most of the areas in Florida. Unless you're literally right on the beach, you're not gonna have like that wind coming through. So when it's hot, it's just stale hot air. Number three is going to be that we have a large population of tourists, because our economy is built heavily on tourism, which is a pro and a con, because it's nice to be able to have Disney and all these other theme parks and attractions that are nearby. However, it does affect our economy when it comes to our job availability. Most of the jobs that are going to be in our area are pretty much in either the service area or something in hospitality. So if that is your area of expertise or something that you're interested in, there will always be jobs available. However, other than that, I do feel like it is a little harder to get jobs here, because we don't have the large city life like how other states might. Our economy is pretty stable on just tourism alone. So that's something to keep in mind if you are looking to move here and secure employment here. If you're moving here with employment already, then you might not have that issue, but just something to keep in mind if you are going to be moving here and then finding a job once you move. So number 4 is going to be that we are one of 7 states that do not have a state income tax. So that is a great thing for most people. However, we do have really high homeowners insurance. So there are a few things with Florida. We're very prone to sinkholes. Since Florida is a peninsula and we are surrounded by water, something else that we do have to deal with are hurricanes, which I'm sure most people have heard about. We have had some very bad hurricanes. We've also had some milder ones, depending on what area you're in. If you're in South Florida, you possibly would have to evacuate. I have not yet had to evacuate for any hurricanes. We have lost power, we've had damage done to like surrounding homes and things like that, but we personally have been blessed enough to not be directly affected by a hurricane so far. But these are a couple of the natural disasters that happen here that do affect your insurance. So number 5 is that Florida does not have a reliable public transportation system. We almost have no public transportation system at all. Pretty much you're gonna have to drive. There might be a couple of cities that have a good public transportation system for that city specifically, but pretty much anywhere that you're going to be in Florida, you're going to need a vehicle. Most places are at least 30 minutes from each other, and we don't have a strong bus system. There's no subways. There's just no public transportation here. Things are far spread, and that's why we have so much congestion and traffic on these highways. So that's just something to keep in mind if you are a person that was going to be moving here with no vehicle. I would highly suggest looking into being closer to work, to where if you were able to either Uber or like in that city, take the bus. So these were just a few things to think about or consider if you are looking into planning a move to Florida. As always, if you have any suggestions, tips, advice for anyone planning that move, please drop them down in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. Let's get a pros and cons list going. Some more things that people should know, or even if you're planning a move somewhere else, things that are just universal tips that can help someone planning their move. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you do like this video, please like, comment down below, let me know what you want to see, share, give me some exposure, subscribe so you can be a vacay bait, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love ya.